Andrew Hawkins, Chief Executive of ComRes. Andrew, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
I mean, the Sun poll puts the Tories 10 points ahead. The ICM poll for The Guardian puts them just 4 points ahead, Andrew. Who are we to believe right now?
Well, I think there are some clear pointers, and I wouldn't look at any individual poll and say that it is the definitive answer to every question you ever had about the political lead. The thing to look at is more the monthly averages, and that does tell us something interesting. You go back 12 months and the Conservatives were enjoying an average monthly lead well into double figures. And they sustained that right up until the end of January this year. They then came under severe pressure, and there's some evidence, I think, to suggest that the Conservatives' fortunes are improving again. I mean, the other thing to mention as well, which I think everyone needs to take full account of, is the way that votes are distributed around the country. And of course, people talk about the Conservatives needing a 9 or 10 point lead in order to get that majority. Sure, they need something spectacular in order to win this, but people will vote differently in different parts of the country. And the Conservative appeal, for example, in London and the South East, is much, much stronger than it is outside that region. And it's quite possible that the Conservatives could win an overall majority, but only win half the country.
Yeah. I mean, now that the election is expected to kick off today in earnest, Andrew, do we expect the polls to widely differ? Will the volatility we've seen in the last few weeks continue, or will there be a clear-cut divide between the parties?
I think there's nothing really to give me any cause for comfort that the polls are going to converge over the next few months. And you know, there are an awful lot of new companies that have seen that this is going to be an interesting election, and they've piled into the marketplace. So I think what I would advise people to do is look at what the more established polling companies are saying, the people for whom this is their second or third or fourth election, and look at the averages rather than individual polls. I mean, over the next 4 weeks, I think some of the key things that I'd be looking at would be the Q1 economic growth figures that are going to come out, I believe, at the end of this month, and of course the leader debates and the reactions to those are going to be very closely looked at. And you know, in every election there are surprises. There are events that come along that nobody expected. I mean, who would have foreseen John Prescott punching somebody in the 2001? I mean, all sorts of things that can happen.
One of those things, Andrew, might be the actual leaders' debate, mightn't it? We've got 3, of course, over the next 6 or so weeks. I mean, could they be a game changer?
I think they could, especially the first one, where, you know, for all of us, this is going to be something quite new. Although I have to say, the prospect of 4.5 hours of tightly controlled debates, by the time you get to the third one, there might be some war weariness that sets in among some of the electorates. But certainly, I think people will be looking out for a better understanding of exactly what the parties are going to do. And this is, of course, the main concern that the Conservatives have had. People just don't understand until now what they've stood for. So, for example, yesterday's announcement that the Conservatives said that they don't have plans to introduce any new taxes, that they don't plan to increase VAT, to answer some of the questions in people's minds. That's the real opportunity of the leaders' debate.
Are we witnessing, and will we witness, Andrew, the Americanization of our election? We've heard that various advisors in the last US election will be brought over for the coming 6 weeks. Is it going to be similar to the last American election?
I think that there can be no doubt of that. I mean, the whole process began with Tony Blair's colossal win in 1997, and culturally something shifted then. The electorate are much more volatile, much more promiscuous in deciding who they're going to vote for, and the role, therefore, of party leaders and the brand that the party leaders have created around them has become much more important than we've ever seen before. And the leader debates, I mean, they would have been unthinkable 15 years ago. So we're in new territory, and that's why, of course, the political parties have brought on board consultants, advisors from countries that have had these sorts of debates for years and years in order to help them understand how they should manage themselves and manage the whole process of preparing for them.
Andrew, put your neck on the block very quickly. Who's going to win?
We're still expecting an overall win for the Conservatives, but with a modest majority.